So once you've been teaching for a while, there's a real chance you can get burnt out. But before you quit or think of quitting and starting a new career, remember there are options available to you. Options that you can choose to pursue to maybe spice up your teaching life, make it a bit more interesting. I certainly know I have pursued some in the past. Those are what we're going to talk about today. I'm Teacher David, and this is TESL for Newbies. So the first way you can spice up your teaching life is by becoming a private tutor. So what do you need to do for that? Somehow you need to advertise, get your name out there, let people know that you're ready to tutor, that you're ready to help their kids or adults. Sometimes you can private tutor adults also. Help them to improve their English in some way. Most commonly, private tutors are hired to help elementary school age students pass their English classes at school. So you'll go over their homework with them. You'll help them with preparing for tests, reading the reading texts, like for comprehension, spelling, grammar, you name it. You can help them with most things. Some students, I actually taught one student as a private tutor. This boy, I taught him from when he was in grade 2 all the way to grade 12, with a couple breaks in between. But that's a long spell, and I still know him today. You can actually make lifelong friends, or at least acquaintances, when you do private tutoring. It opens up a lot of doors, and it's quite fun. I like it. You should give it a try if you haven't done it yet. Another option you can choose if you want to spice up your teaching life, your English career, is proofreading. I proofread papers at a university here locally called Chanda for about 10 years, I guess. So I kind of specialized in their humanities classes. So professors and PhD students, they'd send me a paper, I'd check it, proofread it, usual proofreading things. Also, a little bit of editing things as well. It kind of gets mushed together a little bit, the distinction between proofreading and editing. But nevertheless, it's still an interesting hobby, interesting way to get additional money and additional information, additional practice with your own grammar and reading. It keeps you current, and you get to read some interesting papers. I read quite a few papers I was doing over the years, all relating to Taiwan's history and its Aboriginal history. That was great. I got paid to do that. It's fantastic. There's another option for you. I also worked for companies overseas, Scandinavia, different places. But be warned, the pay can be quite low in some places. So you gotta kind of feel it out a bit. The next thing that you can do once you kind of comfortable with or have exhausted your first two options is maybe start getting yourself online, some online courses like Coursera or Kaplan or other programs where what you can do is either you can join a company online and start teaching a course online instead of one-to-one, kind of like tutoring in a sense, or what you can do is make your own courses, post them online on some host website, host company, basically, and then maybe people will then start buying the stuff that you've written, that you've made for them to consume, for them to learn. And there's so many options available. You can also teach, and then they take your stuff back and do it as homework. Then they submit it to you, and you grade it, and then give it back to them. There are many, many options. So once you've decided that, hey, you want to add something to your regular day, your regular teaching life, or maybe you want to move away from teaching in a school in a regular system and just go completely online, that's possible too. But that takes quite a lot of work, and there's a learning curve. So if you want to do that, I suggest you move it in stages, really get to know what you're up against, and good luck to you. I think that could be a great career. And finally, of course, there is this, YouTube. You can get yourself started online making some YouTube videos, just like I've done. Now, it's not easy getting your videos out there, and maybe you'll have a kind of topic, something new, something people are interested in, and maybe they'll really start loving your material and start consuming your content, as people like to say, and in great numbers. Great, give it a try. If not, it's just a fun hobby to do, something to try anyway, once you get a little bored with working in a classroom. You know, it helps you when you do something over here, like YouTube, make some videos. When you go back to the classroom, you kind of feel refreshed a bit. Oh, I'm glad I'm not making a video today. I'm not glad I'm not editing my video today. And then when you leave the classroom, you go, oh, I'm glad I'm making a video today. I'm glad I'm not teaching those students again today. So there's a lot of things that you can do with both areas, and they can kind of help you stay sane in your teaching career. Because, as you can imagine, teaching students for 20 years, once you really get past that newbie stage, you can start going loopy a bit. And a bit of help in a different area, a bit of teaching, a bit of work in different areas outside of the classroom can be great and keep you grounded. Okay, so that's all for today. Those are some ways you can add some variety to your life. But what if you want to stay teaching in the classroom? How do you find your dream job? What are the options available to you if you want to get out of a cram school, perhaps, or start to own your own cram school, or work at different kinds of schools, not just elementary school, high school, university. There are international schools, there are bilingual schools. Those are some of the things that we'll talk about next week, because you might find your dream job following one of those paths. Okay, bye for now. See you then.